Good afternoon, everybody. It is Talking Bollocks part 20. Oh my gosh, part 20. I've still got so much shite to talk about, but it's just me. I'm just a talker, dudes. Again, I'm feeling knackered today. I get this thing where I get really bad heartburn. And so from about 3:30 this morning, I was drinking Gaviscon and waking up every 20 minutes to half an hour. Eventually, I gave up because the small, annoying dog was barking a lot. So I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to get up. So I hung up some washing. I made myself a coffee and I made myself some hot water because actually drinking hot water for me helps with this heartburn shit going on. And so I hung out some washing and I got the sun lounger out and I literally have been in the garden pretty much all day just sleeping. Actually, sleeping isn't true. Dozing, playing Angry Birds. I love playing Angry Birds. Playing Angry Birds, sleeping, chilling, listening to music, and watching the dogs play, actually. I got a parcel today because I ordered some, if I can't go to a coffee shop, the coffee shop comes to me, right? So I ordered a big, Monin caramel syrup with a pumpy thing, because we've already done one of those, and it was a lot thinner, sugar-free stuff, so this stuff is much more sugary, and I got the pumpy thing as well. Yeah, this is what life is like at the moment. The coffee shop can't come to me, so I make the coffee. Oh, sorry, I'm going to burp. Excuse me. So that came in a box about, basically a wine box. So I hid some of the treats for the big dog in that. And at one point he had this box stuck to his face. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my phone out in time before he got it off. It's very funny. And he's been also, he seems to like watching the pigeons that land on the structure at the back of the garden. We've got like a roofy structure thing that I like to sit in my hammock chair under, although I haven't today. But the dog has basically been chilling in the garden with me, which is really lovely. That's Denzel. That's our Mastiff Cross Rhodesian Ridgeback. We've also got two other dogs, Tallulah, who is a Yorkshire Terrier, miniature Yorkshire Terrier, and Lily Rose, who is Tallulah is actually Tallulah Bell. I didn't name any of these dogs, I just want to say, and there's Lily Rose, who is a miniature Chihuahua. And at one point or another, all of the dogs at different times have come in the garden with me today, which is nice. And I've also been watching the birds in the trees. I think there's a chiff-chaff that occasionally comes to the cherry tree, next door's cherry tree, and there is definitely blue tits as well. Not blue tits, small tits, which is really lovely to hear them sing in the tree. I'm so tired today, so I will be going to bed earlier. I'll try and go out for a bit of a walk today. Yesterday's I was thinking about the car breaking down. Eventually, they called me about 6:30, 6:45, and it was the battery, and there was no power in the battery at all. So my battery was changed. I don't even want to have a discussion about the cost of it or stuff. It just needed doing. It was the second time it's happened in a few months, and it looks like the battery is original to the car, and the car's quite old. So yeah, the battery got changed, which is mad considering I've driven it 3 times in 3 weeks. The dude did say, and I'm going to give this advice for you from the RSE, that you don't have to drive your cars at the moment, but going out, if you're driving your car, great, don't need to do this. If you're not driving your car, you do need to go and sit in it for 20 minutes, half an hour, just let the engine run, and that's enough to keep the engine going and things running through it while everybody is in lockdown. Weirdly enough, the dude did say he's actually been more busy than he ever is. He said that there's been a lot of people going out because they're bored having a drive. And I don't have a problem with this. And I actually don't think other people should probably have a problem with this. And the reason for that is if going out for, yesterday I said, don't be a dick. Don't report people unless they're being, real dickish. But, you know, if your mental health is suffering and going for a 20-minute drive to get you out your house or out of your place, because not everybody has houses. You know, we know that we have a house, that we each have our own rooms, and that we have a garden as well. So there's plenty of room to stay away from each other and have space here. And you know what? Not everybody has that. So if it means that somebody goes for a half an hour drive, then fuck it. Who are you to fucking judge? They're in their car. They're not affecting you. Okay, they might have to stop to go get petrol. But, and I know it's not essential as such on the list, but actually, is it not essential to people's mental health well-being? I know there's like, it's like really kind of thingy, but don't let the fucking people divide us, that's what I say. I didn't do my guitar lesson yesterday, because by the time I'd put shopping away, cleaned the oven, gone back to the car for the RAC, had something to eat, gone and got washing powder and toilet roll because they didn't come in the shopping. I was knackered, so I just chilled for a bit. What did I watch? I think I watched another episode of War of the Worlds, which I'm loving. I love War of the Worlds. And I watched, can't remember what else I watched. That was it, I think. I went to bed quite early. I also did the Insight Timer app again, and I listened to, in my effort to sleep better at the moment, I listened to, what was it? I think it was piano and rain music. Hey Faye, the car's fixed. It was a naughty battery and the battery's been replaced. So going back to the meditation app, I listened to piano music and rain, and for about the first 5 minutes I thought this is going to really make me want to go for a wee, and I've been already, but actually it was really chilling, and I went to sleep until 3:30 when I woke up, and then I had this terrible freaking heartburn. And weirdly, this heartburn actually leaves me with a stomachache. I don't think it's normal. I don't think a lot of what goes on in my body. When you have autoimmune illnesses like I have, then I think my body does weird things. But yeah, that's the nature of autoimmune things, right? I was really happy. So today I've had 3 parcels, and that's really cool. I had my caramel syrup. I'm so happy about that. We're doing ice, so we can have iced coffees. I won't have any today because after I have heartburn the night before, I do limit my amount of sugar the next day and fats. And then, which is probably what I should have done yesterday, I'm probably eating pork scratchings, chocolate, pork scratchings, cheese strings, and a packet of crisps. Probably didn't really help yesterday. So 3 parcels, caramel syrup, and 2 LPs. So one of them is a band that actually I first saw last April at Croyfest, which actually was really cool. I hope Croyfest happens again. And that was I Am Moran by the Lovely Eggs. It's such a good looking LP. Look at that. And they send out this lovely little sort of letter. I'm not going to pretend like it's been handwritten to me. I think it's handwritten because another friend got hers today. And I think it's written but printed off. But I like it. It's cool to get it, and that's really good. And that's the Lovely Eggs, which are a duo. And they're really cool, actually. I really aspire to her sort of dress sense. And the other one is one I've been waiting for, and that is, look at this. This is my Ariel salad. Oh God, sorry guys. Dirt Mall album, and I should probably cover that up, shouldn't I, really, most of that. But we fancied Dave from Quadrophenia. So that's Dave Winget, who was then in the bill. I can't remember his character's name at the minute that he was in it. Yeah, anyway, it might come to me. So I'm really happy to have got that. Thanks, guys. I'm looking forward. I've been listening to that anyway on Spotify. But, we're still doing that. Hello, Shehan. We are well, thank you. We are training. Elliot probably more than me. I'm not feeling 100% today, so I will hopefully be filming my thing tomorrow. We have been my samurai school, of which Mr. Mike Selvey, my Shehan, which is, it doesn't translate as super sensei, but that's kind of what I think it is. I think it means master teacher or something. Someone will tell me, I'm sure. So yeah, we have we do Aikido, and we have been everybody from our class has been filming videos which are going up on the website, which is really cool. It's a nice way to keep us all in. Elliot's been training more than I have, but I have got my clothes, my stuff out ready to wear, because I'm supposed to be filming a form to go on the website, of which I'm quite nervous about, actually. Yeah, thank you, Shihan, Super Sensei. Exactly, Super Sensei, right? And it's great alliteration. So I used to do Taekwondo actually for 8 years, and I found it's different for everybody, and I don't think there is one right master teacher, right? I don't think there is one right way of doing a martial art. So long as you're moving and you're doing something and you're learning something, I think it's really important for the brain and the body. I met somebody at a party, and then I went over 2 years ago now. Wow, can you believe? January 2000 and... what are we now? 2020? 2018. January 2018, I started the class. And then a few months later, Elliot, my youngest, started with me too. And it's been for me a place where I don't know, I feel like a lot of the time I was aiming to get there, maybe. It's very weird having had not much. I did have an interest in Japan and Japanese culture, but only really with their artwork and their fans, strangely, and maybe their clothing and the cloth, and pottery from Japan as well. And then I started going here, and I now have a sports equipment weapons rack, and know a lot more about Japan and their culture than ever thought I would. And I think that's the thing with life, isn't it? You just don't know where it's going to take you, and you don't know what interests you're going to have next. And I think my grandmother kept on learning things and did I think she did clog dancing. I don't think I'm going to try clog dancing, but she did lots of different things, and I think it's important for the brain to go. And with Aikido, there's something very special about it, is that it's a very different culture of learning. People I do pay for the lessons, but people don't pay as such for I don't know how to explain that. They it's more of a passing on of what you've learned rather than getting paid for it. So everybody there that is teaching because they want to be there to pass on the knowledge, which is amazing. I'm really terrible, I think, at saying Japanese things, but again, it's one of those things, isn't it? If you're not so good at something, you do try, or at least I try to get better at it and try to understand. I mean, Japanese culture is so incredibly different from our culture. And there is a beauty in learning something that is so very different from ourselves. And I think it's gone hand in hand with me doing more meditation, more insular work, and work on myself without outside influences. Obviously, outside influences influence us all the time, but without that middle part of who we are being whole and complete for ourselves as much as possible. And I still think that should be a learning thing, that we're never complete, we're never perfect, and actually we shouldn't aim for perfection. We should aim for just be the better people that we are. And my Shihan just said that one of our senseis who is part of our lineage is Otani sensei used to say, we find each other to better ourselves and the world we live in. And actually that kind of makes me feel a bit emotional, actually, because that's true. The more, in the Buddhist meditation that I did at the weekend, so the more that we look outside of ourselves and the more that we do things for outside of ourselves, the more that it will make ourselves help to create a place for ourselves. And actually, I think that's true, because every time that I do something, and I don't mean completely selfishly, because I don't think that's possible, so I do volunteer work and it feels really good. And I felt I was like feeling really guilty about doing it, but actually, isn't it better to go and do it? Feel a bit guilty about doing it, but go and do it anyway. And I think that's a nice thing. And it is nice to think that if I better myself, I better the people around me, and I better the things that I come into contact with and do things. And that's really cool. the premise of being able to learn something. I'm 2 years away, approximately. I don't know when we're going to be able to grade this year. We're 2 years away approximately from myself and Elliot from grading for what's the equivalent of a black belt, which is Shodan. But actually it's really weird in my head. Like, I don't have that as the place to go to. I just have this journey of learning, and it just shows me that once I get there and hopefully get my Shodan, that my understanding is the start of a greater understanding of something that I'm taking part of and I'm doing. It's all good. Whatever floats your boat and makes you feel better and more whole as a human. For me, Samurai School is one of them. That's Tsunami Yodokan, if anybody wants to go and look it up on a page. It's cool stuff. I mean, it is weird to think in a few years' time that I could hold 2 different black belts in 2 different martial arts. But also I've worked for those things. I haven't just sat down. I went continuously and I learnt continuously. Often I read a lot on samurai warriors, and I'm trying to learn more about female samurai warriors because there's something that are not quite well known. And that, when people think of culture of Japan, they think of women being pushed down, which they were at every culture, but they were at some point. But they were also this, there's the Onabagation, and they were this massive part of samurai culture, and the women had their own kind of weapons that they used. Anyway. Alright, so I've had my 2 new records, as I said before, which is cool. I've got my coffee syrup. This is actually one of Ariel Salad's t-shirt, Do You Want Romance? I don't know if you can see that, which I bought like an extra large or whatever size it was to wear it as a t-shirt dress, which is actually really cool. And I'm going to go and lay some more in the garden, listen to the birds. And then I'll do my guitar lessons later, because I don't want to lose how hard the pads of my fingers are, because they really are quite hard now. But I hope you're all doing okay. I know that a lot of people were sort of feeling like the lockdown is going to stop soon, and I don't think it is, I have to say. I think that this Thursday they're going to do their next report. It's every 21 days. Oh, sorry, burping. Oh, got to let out, right? And I think it's going to be at least another 3 to 6 weeks. So I hope we can all find ways to get through this. And you know what? There's some discussion on a friend's post on Facebook about how professionals are trying to do motivational shit and stuff like that. You know what? If you fucking just don't do anything, just don't. If you can get up, occasionally shower, brush your teeth, feed yourself, look after yourself, however that looks, whatever that looks like, fucking do that. Yeah? Do that, because that's more important than anything else. Our mental health is more important than anything else. I think that's it today. I don't know how long I've rambled on for today. I'm sure I will notice afterwards. Happy, what the fuck day is it? Hang on. My Shihan is saying something. We need more women to take up the sword. It's very important that we share our journey and gain from each other's experiences and life journey. I agree. If there are women out there, actually, that want to come and do sword school, Japanese sword school, samurai school, you know what? Give me a Facebook message. Look up Tsunami Yodokan, the website. It's really cool. It's actually how have I described it before? It's actually like moving ribbons, but it's a mortar with a sword. And you don't stand up and start using a metal sword straight away. You use a wooden sword called a bokken, and it's really cool if more people got involved in it, more women got involved with it, because it is quite beautiful. It's a dance. it's a beautiful dance with breaths and movements. And yeah, I don't think mine looks completely beautiful yet, but that is the thing. Oh, there we go. Sheehan saying the hardest lesson is to step through the door. And I would agree with that. You know, the first time that you go and do anything can be nerve-wracking and nervous. But it's cool. Is it Wednesday, Lee? I thought it was Tuesday. Oh, I've lost the day. Isn't that weird? Like the losing days things. I don't know. It's so weird. And Faye, what did you say? You work for Nursery and Midwifery Council and you're being told 3 months in total likely. Okay, well, if it's 3 months in total, then that's what we'll do. We just need to get each other through this, do what we need to do to stay safe and sane and all right. I did want to say, if anyone's wondering about their money stuff, actually, I was reading that money saving expert, that is Martin Lewis, it's on Facebook and it's on a webpage as well, has quite a comprehensive list of what money people are entitled to if they've not got money at the moment. There are some gaps in that, unfortunately, but there is information on there and they update it regularly. And I think I fucking trust Martin Lewis. Like, I was in the money saving expert forums and website really early on, and I think it's really important to stuff on there as well. So if you're not sure what's going on with your money or how to apply, or if you're self-employed, how to apply, go and have a look at that. Anyway, thanks Lee for telling me it's Wednesday. Maybe I should start like writing on a board, get a blackboard here and do it like that so I could actually write the day and date. Okay guys, safe Wednesday. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care guys. Ba, 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 ba.